Next, I am going to start the sheet metal operations. Okay. From application point of view, sheet metal is quite important. Why? Because from application point of view, I am saying. Why? Because if you look around yourself, lot of components have been made by sheet metal. All these electronic components. For example, there is a CPU in front of me. How did they make the body of the CPU? By using sheet metal. How do they make the automobile bodies? By using sheet metal. Then the buses, most of the components in fact are made by sheet metal. Why? Because they are using lesser amount of material. So they are very easy to shape. Sheet metals are easy to shape. They are light in weight. So that is quite advantageous. In fact, there is a very big industry related to the manufacturing of the body of the bus. I don't know which states you people live in, but in Karnataka, the road transport is very, very good. Okay, the road transport is taken care by KSRTC, Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation. So here mostly they are running the Volvo or Scania buses. Okay. If you look at some other states' buses, these buses won't look as good as Volvo or Scania buses. If you look at any Volvo or Scania buses, they look quite beautiful. The buses which are not branded, if you look at them, what will happen is in the front, Tata would be written, but in the body, something else will be written. Prakash would be written, or I don't know which companies are there in North India. Then we have something by the name Jiva. So what happens is they will simply buy the engine from Tata. And over that engine, they will make their own body. So according to the requirement of the company, the travel company, whichever travel company is operating the bus, they put the number of seats. If they want to sell more number of tickets, they'll reduce the legroom, insert more number of seats. Okay, so this is also a big application of sheet metal. First operations that we are going to see in sheet metal are shearing operations. In shearing, there are two main operations: punching and blanking. Okay, so what happens here is we have a die and we have a workpiece, and here we have the punch. The ram will come down. The ram will apply the load on the workpiece. Because of that, the workpiece will move, and some bending will take place. The ram will apply the load on the workpiece, and some bending will take place. Because of the bending, some shear stresses are generated. Some shear stress will be generated on the corner of the ram. And similarly, some shear stress will be generated on the corner of the die. If the shear stress is greater than the ultimate shear strength, of the workpiece, cracks will be formed. Two cracks will be formed on the top and two cracks will be formed on the bottom. All four cracks will propagate towards the center. And the material will be removed. Okay, I'll repeat again. The ram comes down, it bends the workpiece. Slightly. This all are taking place at level. Okay, that is, it is all taking place at millimeter level. In fact, even smaller than this. Okay, because of the bending of the plate, shear stresses will be generated. if the shear stress generated is greater than ultimate shear strength of the workpiece, then cracks will be formed. Where will the cracks be formed? The cracks will be formed in the four corners. The cracks will be formed in the four corners, and they will propagate like this. These cracks will come and meet at the center. These cracks will come and meet at the center, and because of that, the material will be removed. Now, so this is combined punching and blanking. The component that came out is called as the blank, and here what you got is called as the hole. This is the hole. Okay, this slant is quite small, so I am removing that. Make a slightly better diagram. Now, does any of you know when this operation is called as punching and when it is called as blanking? Can anyone tell me when it is called as punching, when it is called as blanking? Depends upon the useful product. If you perform the entire operation for producing this blank, if this blank is a useful component, then it is called as blanking operation. And if the hole is what you wanted to make, if this hole is what you wanted to make, then it is the punching operation. Then it is the punching operation. Okay. Have a look on the secondary screen. Okay. The video that you saw, it is punching or is it blanking? Very good, guys. It is punching. Why? Because we are trying to make the polo. Inside the polo there is a hole. So we are trying to make the hole. Right? The polo was the useful component. So this is a punching operation. This is a punching operation. Okay. So please draw the diagram. Please draw the diagram. Have you drawn the diagram? Okay. Please write down. In punching and blanking operations, a ram and a die will be used. A ram and a die will be used. A ram and a die will be used to induce shear stresses on the material. To induce shear stresses on the material. If the shear stress induced becomes greater than the ultimate shear strength of the workpiece material, then the cracks will be formed. The cracks are formed at the 4 points. A, B, C and D. And they propagate towards the center of the workpiece. If the cracks meet at the center, then some material is removed, then some material gets removed, leaving behind a hole on the workpiece, The material removed is called as the blank. And if the entire operation and if the entire operation was performed and if the entire operation was performed to obtain the blank and if the entire operation was performed to obtain the blank, then it is called as blanking operation. And if the entire operation was performed to obtain the whole, it is called as punching operation. Punching is also called as piercing. Okay, punching is also called as piercing. Now onwards, I am going to say punch size. I am going to say die size. I am going to say blank size. I am going to say hole size. By size, what I mean to say is diameter. If I am saying punch size, it means punch diameter. If I say die size, it means die diameter. Okay, it means respective diameters. So compared to die size, how should be the punch size? If you compare the die size and the blank size, hole size, die size should be greater than, should be less than what? Option 1 or option 2? Obviously, the die has to be greater than the punch. The die size has to be greater than the punch size, right? Then only the ram will enter the die hole. Okay. So one thing is clear: the die size has to be greater than punch size. But how much greater it has to be? Okay. If let's suppose die is very much bigger than the punch. What will happen? If die is very much bigger than the punch, simply the ram will enter the die, and no material will be removed. The workpiece will simply bend. Okay. What I am saying is, it is obvious that die size has to be greater than punch size. But if the die is very much greater than the punch, then the ram will simply enter the die and the workpiece will bend. No cutting will take place. Okay. It means the die should be greater than punch by some optimum value. Danish is saying drawing. Yeah. When die is very much bigger than the punch, the workpiece bends, and that is called as drawing operation. Okay. So there must be some optimum clearance. Right? So you can see on the secondary screen what will happen if we don't give an optimum clearance. Okay. In the first diagram, the clearance is optimum. You can see the punch is smaller than the die. When the clearance is optimum, what is happening is the cracks that are formed, they will meet at the center. If you give very less clearance, then the cracks that were formed, they will not meet and will not get the desired shape. And the third one I have already explained. If you are giving too much clearance, the workpiece will bend. Saurabh is saying this bending can also be useful if you want to make object. Yes, Saurabh. How do you think the kitchen utensils are made? They are made by this operation only. Let we bend the workpiece. The glass that you use, then for boiling water sometimes we use. Okay. Next, Abhimanyu, slug is also the name of the blank. Okay. This picture I have taken from a foreign author, from American author. Okay, so there they have mentioned it as slug. In India we mention it as blank. So write down, for the above operations to take place, for the above operations to take place, for the above operations to take place, the punch size must always be less than the die size. The punch size must always be less than the die size. The punch size must always be less than the die size. Hence, there will be some clearance. Hence, there will be some clearance. Hence, there will be some clearance between the punch and the die. Between the punch and the die. Between the punch and the die. Next point. If the clearance is too small, if the clearance is too small, if the clearance is too small, then the four cracks that were formed at the four corners, then the four cracks that were formed at the four corners will not meet at the center, will not meet at the center. The four cracks formed at the four corners will not meet at the center. And will not get the desired shape, and will not get the desired shape, and will not get the desired shape of the blank, of the blank, of the blank, and of the whole, of the blank and of the whole, of the blank and of the whole. Next point, if the clearance is very large, if the clearance is very large, if the clearance is very large, then the workpiece will simply enter the die, then the workpiece will simply enter the die, the workpiece will simply enter the die, and bending of workpiece will take place, and bending of workpiece will take place, and bending of workpiece will take place, and no material will be removed, and no material will be removed, and no material will be removed. Hence, there must be an optimum clearance. Hence, there must be an optimum clearance. Hence, there must be an optimum clearance. Hence, there must be an optimum clearance for the operation to take place. For the operation to take place. Okay. Now, Vishesh is asking, but ram strikes by impact. So, what is the doubt? Okay. So, Vishesh is saying, so the material will be removed, but the surface finish of the material will not be very good. Like, the wall surface finish will not be very good. I believe that is what he's trying to say. Right? You are saying this surface finish, this surface finish, this surface finish, and this surface finish will not be good. Is it? And it will bend as well. First of all, it is not exactly impact load. The process is fast, but it is not impact load. Okay? It is not impact load. Then Vishesh is saying it will bend before shearing. That is what I am saying. The bend will be very, very small. The bend will be very, very small because this thickness itself we are talking about few mm only, 2 mm, 3 mm. Okay? So about that bending we are not very much concerned. Next, and about this surface finish I'll come back. How do we get better surface finish on this? So overall, there is some way of improving this surface finish. How do we improve that? I'll show you. Then the next doubt was, so bending will be taking place. Obviously the bending is taking place, but it is not a very large bending. It will be a very, very small bending. So we are not very much concerned about the bending. Okay. So how much is the optimum clearance? The optimum clearance will be mentioned as percentage. They will say the optimum clearance is 3%, it is 5%. It means they are talking about the percentage of thickness. They are talking about the percentage of thickness. Okay. Optimum clearance, they are talking about the percentage of thickness. It is generally 2 to 8%. Okay. There is even an expression. Optimum clearance C is equal to 0.0032 T times root over of tau u. 0.0032 T times of tau u. So clearance is depending upon the ultimate shear strength. It is depending upon the ultimate shear strength of the workpiece material. Okay. Higher the shear strength, more clearance you will have to give. Smaller the shear strength, lesser clearance you will have to give. Okay. Don't worry about the units. The final answer that you will get in this, you have to take in mm. Optimum clearance C is equal to 2 to 8% of the workpiece thickness. It is also equal to 0.0032 times of root of tau u mm. Okay. There is no need to memorize this expression. Okay. They have always mentioned the percentage. So please copy this. Yeah, tau u is in megapascal. The tau u is in megapascal. Acha. So tau u means ultimate shear strength. Tau u is ultimate shear strength. I'll write here. C is 0.0032 T times root over of tau u. C is radial clearance in mm. C is radial clearance in mm. T is thickness of workpiece in mm. Tau u is ultimate shear strength in megapascal. Okay. And here also. Okay. After this, please write down one thing. If you have written this, I'll wait for 1 minute, then I'll dictate. Okay. As a note point, write down. The clearance mentioned in the question. Is by default radial clearance. And if it is mentioned as percentage, then by default it is percentage of thickness of the workpiece. Then by default it is percentage of thickness of the workpiece. Okay. So what do you understand by radial clearance? If this is the punch, this is the die, the clearance is on each side. This side I have a clearance, this side I have a clearance. Okay, this is the radius. Radial clearance means for the diameter you have to take 2c, for the radius you have to take c. Okay. Okay. So when your clothes are wrinkled, what do? You iron the clothes, right? You take a heated metal plate and you press the cloth, right? So all the wrinkles are removed. So similarly, whenever a material is ruptured, whenever you cut a material, the edges of the material become zigzag. For example, when you removed the material from the workpiece, so what will happen is, because of the breakage of material, the edges will be rough, like this. Now, if I want to make these edges smooth, I must tightly pass through them some material. For example, through the hole, what I can do is, I can tightly pass the punch. Now, because of the punch, this zigzag edges will become smooth. And similarly, the blank, I can pass tightly through the die. And these edges will get compressed between the die surface and they will become smooth. In the hole, the edges will get compressed by the punch surface, they will become smooth. In case of the blank, the edges will get compressed by the die surface and they will become smooth. Okay. Why are they getting compressed? It will become more clear from the diagram on the secondary screen. You can see that the punch is in contact with the hole. And the die is in contact with the blank. The blank is mentioned by the name slug here. The die is in contact with the blank, and the punch is in contact with the hole. So what I am saying is, whatever roughness we got, that roughness can be removed by tightly passing a material, that is, pressing the roughness against a material. So the whole surface can be pressed by the punch and the blank surface can be pressed by the die. Once more. Okay guys, so 2 of you have said once more, remaining are not saying anything, so I'll repeat again. What I'm saying is, guys, first have a look on the secondary screen. You can see that the punch is touching the inner surface of the hole. And the die is touching the inner surface of the blank. I believe that is visible to you. Now what I am saying is, in the hole, whatever zigzag was formed, this zigzag will become smooth. Because the punch is tightly passing through the hole. So whatever zigzag was present, it will become smooth. And similarly, in blank, if you want this zigzag to become smooth, what you will do is, you will tightly pass the die through the blank. You will tightly pass the blank through the die. So by the edge of the die, this zigzag will get compressed and it will become smooth. Understood? Okay. So guys, wherever this zigzag portion got converted into smooth portion is called as burnishing area. The area where the zigzag portion got converted into smooth portion is called as burnishing area. So overall, the burnishing area is desirable, right? Now, the burnishing area is desirable. So, if you are performing the operation for creating the blank is a useful component. It means the surfaces, the walls of the blank should be smooth, right? Because this is the final component. It means the burnishing area should be present on the blank, right? It means the blank should tightly pass through the die. The blank should tightly pass through the die. When will the blank tightly pass through the die? When the blank size is equal to the die size. When the blank size is equal to the die size, the blank will pass tightly through the die. Okay, one thing we are clear, that the die is greater than punch. The die is greater than punch. So punch size will be die size minus 2 times clearance. Die size minus 2 times clearance. Similarly, in punching, the burnishing area must be present on the hole. The burnishing area must be present on the hole. The edges of the hole should be smooth, right? When will the edges of the hole be smooth? When the punch is tightly passing through the hole. It means in punching, the punch size will be equal to the hole size and the die size will be equal to punch size plus 2 times clearance. Plus 2 times clearance. This is for blanking. Okay, so just to summarize all this, if it is a blanking operation and they are asking you the die size and the die size and the punch size, what you do is, whatever the blank size has been given, based on that blank size you will take the die size, and for calculating the punch size, from die size you have to subtract 2 times clearance. And similarly, if they are asking you to design the punch and die for the punching operation, whatever hole size they want to make, take the punch size as that hole size and the die size will be equal to punch size plus 2 times clearance. Okay? Anurag is asking, is it like for blanking punch size is designed from die size? That is exactly what I am saying. In blanking, first the die will be designed and from the die the punch will be designed. In punching, first the punch will be designed and from the punch the die will be designed. Okay? Okay, please write fast. I think this should be available on your notes. Okay? The selection of punch and die sizes. The selection of punch and die sizes. The selection of punch and die sizes. In punching and blanking operation. Are mainly based on the burnishing area produced on the respective useful unit. Next point, write down what is burnishing area. What is burnishing area? The area of component in which the zigzag edges get converted into straight and smooth edges is called as burnishing area. In next point, in punching, because the hole is a useful component. The burnishing area must be produced on the hole. The burnishing area must be produced on the hole. And this is made possible by, making punch size, equal to the hole size, Next point, in blanking operation, the burnishing area is produced on the blank. By making blank size equal to the die size. Okay, there is a GATE 2003 question on the screen. Please tell me the answer for this question. A metal disc of 20 mm diameter is to be punched from a sheet of 2 mm thickness. The punch and die clearance is 3%. The required punch diameter is. So, first of all, is it a blanking operation or is it a punching operation? This is a blanking operation because they are making a metallic disc. That's why it is a blanking operation. Right? So, simply the blank size, the die size will become equal to the blank size. It will become equal to 20 mm. Punch size is die size minus 2 times clearance. Why in both the cases we are using 2C? Because the sizes I have taken as diameter and clearance is radial clearance. That's why we are adding or subtracting 2C. Okay. 20 minus 2 into 3%. 3% of what? 3% of 2 mm. 3 by 100. 3 2s are 6, 2s are 12, divided by 100, 0.12. So it will give you 19.88 mm. 19.88 mm. Okay. So there are lots of questions that have been asked on this. Lots of questions and very easy questions. Just like this. The only thing is you have to identify it is blanking or is it punching. Yeah, it is percentage of thickness. Now, how much force is required? Let us see that. I am writing it simply as punching force, but it is same as punching or blanking force. So I am writing punching force. How much force is required? Whenever we want to calculate the force, we take a stress and we take a area, right? So punching force F I am taking. It is some stress into some area. Which stress will we take? Since this is a shearing operation, I told you the material is removed because of the generation of the shear stress, right? How much shear stress has to be induced? It should be greater than the ultimate shear strength. So stress I am taking as the ultimate shear strength of the material. Ultimate shear strength into shear area. So how much is this shear area? Let's say we are trying to make a hole. This is the top view. If you look at it from the side, so how much area I have to take? Please tell. We are applying the load on how much area of the hole. If this I am taking as the diameter of the hole, Anurag is saying pi dt. Very good, Anurag. Now, secondary screen you can have a look. The blank is in contact with the die. Hence, if you want to remove the roughness of the blank, if you want to remove the roughness of the blank, you'll have to pass the die tightly through the blank. You'll have to pass the die tightly through the blank. When is this possible? I'll repeat very quickly. See, in blanking, blank is the useful component, so the zigzag edges of the blank must get converted into smooth edges, and for that we'll have to tightly pass the blank through the die, right? The blank, if it is in very good contact with the die, all the rough edges of the blank will get converted into smooth edges, right? How is that possible? It will be possible when the die size is equal to the punch size. When the die size is equal to the blank size. Okay, that is the answer for your question. Okay guys, so in this question Vishesh is asking, sir, why have we not taken hole size as equal to the punch size? Okay, Vishesh, that will be the answer when it is a punching operation. But this is a blanking operation. Why this is a blanking operation? Because they have mentioned a metallic disc of 20 mm diameter is to be punched. It means the metallic disc is the useful component. Understood? It means it is a blanking operation. Yeah, that's what Vishesh. That will happen in GATE. Okay.